Let's talk about don't ask, don't tell. A lot of people have been wanting me to talk about this because I guess they're under the impression that I'm a closet homosexual, which I'm not, and I don't know what I could have possibly done to give people that impression.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
A lot of people oppose this particular policy, and I don't know why. It's not that policy you should be opposed to. It's the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that big book of laws that all servicemen and women have to abide by to, you know, avoid military prison and stuff like that. No, sure, the don't ask, don't tell policy is discriminatory against gays. Or wait a minute. No, it's not. The UCMJ is discriminatory against gays. Not just gays, but anyone who commits the act of sodomy. And sodomy is loosely defined in the UCMJ. I'll find an article and post it down in the box. You can read it yourself. Essentially, sodomy can be loosely defined as any sexual activity that's not between a husband and a wife in the missionary position with the explicit intent of producing a child. Which means butt sex, sodomy. Oral sex, sodomy. Whips and chains is sodomy. Hell, using a condom is sodomy. If you're not producing a child, you shouldn't be having sex. So let's say we scrap the don't ask, don't tell policy without amending the UCMJ. What would happen? Well, for starters, gays wouldn't be blanketed by a policy that would protect them from unwarranted and unjustified investigations to find out if they've engaged in homosexual activity. You see, when you open your mouth and say, "I like a butt sex," in the Army, they'll do an investigation to see if they can find any evidence at all that you've engaged in butt sex. If they cannot find any evidence that you have been engaging in butt sex, they do not consider you gay and you can stay in the military. But if they find evidence, or if your commander's a douchebag, homophobic bigot, then yeah, they're gonna discharge you. But they can only do these investigations if, you tell. And they're not allowed to ask. Hence, don't ask, don't tell. But if you strip away that policy, they would still be able to prosecute people for committing the act of sodomy, which means, even if you're openly gay in the military, there's probably a good chance that you're doing it in the pooper, and they can just do an investigation willy-nilly, and then kick you out for having butt sex. I think the don't ask, don't tell policy should stay right where it is. I don't think we should fuck with it, unless we amend the UCMJ to permit sodomy. So for all of you who oppose the don't ask, don't tell policy, it's the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that should be changed first. Because if we don't amend the UCMJ, gays are still fucked, and not in a good way. Butt sex.